Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome back. We're at it again. We are at it again. This is show number 35 of the Quarantine Concert Series. Yep, you can count on us, just like your taxes. Here we are again, broadcasting live from the ATL down in Atlanta. From my parents' house, they're taking an afternoon nap. And we are live and vivo. We're speaking some Spanish today. But before I ruin it, let me tell you what is going on here. So we started this concert series actually 25 days ago. So we've done 35 shows in 25 days. And we started this concert series because we're going through a international emergency. We're practicing physical distancing, not social distancing, but physical distancing. We can still be social. And all the gigs have gone away. The concerts have gone away. Artists have had their way of life like really severely impacted. Anyone who relies on gigs and concerts and live events has had their way of life really, really wrecked in the last few weeks. So it's not just the artists, it's the engineers, producers, promoters, bookers, anyone touching live events. So if you know someone who's an artist or is in this community, reach out to them, buy their music, subscribe, and just be there for them if you can. Very important because the artists are there for us, giving us their heart and their soul throughout the year. And now's the time to put the spotlight back on them and show them the love and energy that they often give to us. So let's be there for the creative community. All right. So the second thing is, where can you find us? You can find us everywhere on the internet. Make sure you have a modem, a dial-up modem or a fast speed connection so you can get on the internet. And also, I want to say thank you to All About Jazz. All About Jazz is an incredible website. They're the leading organization for jazz online. They've been around since 1995, the most comprehensive jazz resource on earth. We were being simulcast right now on All About Jazz. Big thanks to Michael Ritchie, the founder of the organization. If you're an artist, go make an artist profile on there. And if you're a patron, donate to the website to make sure that we're enriching this website, making sure that the website is strong. And there is a resource for people all around the world. And no matter where you live in the world, there's a website. There's something called Jazz Near You that is also on All About Jazz. So you can find out about all the live jazz that's happening in places near you. So check out that website. All right. So where can you find us online? Everywhere. We're on the Facebook, which is great. We're on the Twitter, a few 144 characters at a time. We're also on the very, very delicious Instagram cracker. It goes nice with marshmallows. And you can see us on IGTV. If you're on Instagram, you'll see my shades on right now. Let me check this out. I just changed my shades. And we're also on LinkedIn. So if you're, and there's a lot of people looking for jobs right now. If you're looking for a job on LinkedIn and we're interrupting your job search, you can thank us because we hope we're giving you a moment of levity. And for all of you vice presidents, associate vice presidents, search engine optimization people, webmasters, CEOs, CFOs, and chief marketing officers, and just interns, if you're out there, welcome. Glad to have you. YouTube, also. Subscribe to us everywhere so you get notified on the broadcast. All right, so the show. How do you get on the show if you're an artist? Good question. Hit me up on Facebook or the Instagram cracker. Very delicious. And we'll try to get you on, but I got to tell you that there's a waiting list of over like 60 artists, and we're moving through it as carefully and as thoughtfully as possible. There's no special favors. I hear all you guys asking if you can jump the line. We're trying to move through this as thoughtfully as possible. One more thing, just a heads up, at the beginning of the broadcast, we're also exploring pushing this as a podcast now onto different platforms. So I'll have an update for you whenever I can figure out the technology. So that is coming. Now for the fun part of the show, where we get to meet the incredible artists who are joining us today. I met these two remarkable artists just a couple months ago in New York. I was downtown at the Beekman Hotel, which is a nice swanky hotel. I was having a nice dinner with nice drinks with my friends, and there was a group playing. And I was like, "These people are incredible." And we just sat there and listened, and we were mesmerized about their incredible artistry, their wonderful talent. And I think you're going to be hearing about them for a long, long time. And we thought, what would be better than on an Easter Sunday to brighten your spirits and bring you some wonderful music, some vocals, some jazz, some incredible talent. Welcome to the show, the Jazz Bazaar.
Hi, thank
Hi.
you. Thank you for
Hola.
having us.
¿Cómo están?
Estamos muy bien. How is everybody doing? How you doing, Kabir?
Good. Tell me first of all, now first I want everyone to know your names. The group name is the Jazz Bazaar, but you're Andrea and there's Catherine, right? Both of you.
Yes.
All right. Tell me, where are you broadcasting from today?
We are in our Brooklyn apartment.
All right.
Yeah, broadcasting live.
How has the quarantine affected you? How has the pandemic affected you?
I think, it's been difficult for everyone. We have been very lucky to have somehow found the inner peace to stay calm. And we have our music and we have each other and our cats. So there's anxiety here and there, but we have mostly just been kind of diving into our creativity and just patiently waiting, like all of the other musicians and a lot of other people in this country and around the world. We are out of work right now and we're just at home waiting it out.
I want people to get a sense, what were some of the gigs you had lined up that you've had to since cancel?
We had two really big gigs that we were really excited about. One of which we got to travel to Chicago to. There are these clients that we've been working with for a little while. They like power the those little suggestions you get at the bottom of your website. Like if you're scrolling through something and they're like, maybe you'd be interested in this. It's one of those companies, and they were having a big client party over in Chicago that we were going to play for, and the Lincoln Center was actually also hosting a gala for their patrons, which we were super excited about, and that was coming up. They were both at the beginning of April, and those got canceled. And then of course our regular gigs at places like the Beekman, where we met you, and Winnie's, that's the Refinery Hotel up on Uptown, and yeah, lots of everything. Everything has gone.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm glad you both have each other. You can ride this one out. And ¿dónde está tu gato?
She's hiding.
No, she's walking
but
around.
she'll
come
be back.
Okay, Esperanza. All right, so tell me, what would you like to perform first?
We thought we'd start with, it's called Blues del Mar, which means blues of the sea. But it's not a sad blues. It's very soothing. It kind of sounds like the ocean. It almost sounds like a lullaby. So we thought we'd just set the relaxing mood. We told everyone on our Instagram to grab their tea or their wine to unwind. So we'll kick it off with that. Blue sin las huellas por la arena de mi piel. Tú que estás aquí, tan pegadito aquí, tan fundido a mí, junto a mí. Dulce sal, agua de miel, labios tristes de esperar, tantas huellas, tanto mar y tanto blue, blue. Oh, baby, don't love, luz de sal, agua de miel, labios tristes de esperar, tantas huellas, tanto mar y tanto blue, luz de mar. Con la luz veo mis huellas en la arena y faltas tú un poquito aquí, tan pegado a mí, tan fundido a mí, junto a mí.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that was great.
Thank you.
You're getting a lot of love online.
Oh,
Yay.
and here she is.
Julia Chen has a shout out for Soul.
Oh, hi,
yeah.
Julia. That's our pianist.
Yeah.
Polimana says,
She
I'll
usually
let you read it. There you go.
Oh.
She's the one who she usually accompanies us at the beach.
At the Beekman, yeah. You saw Julia at the Beekman when you caught us that one time.
Got it.
Yeah.
Tell me who's in. I noticed how you describe it. See some love from Puerto Rico too. You call yourselves a jazz collective. Tell me who's in the collective. How do you think about yourself as a band? Because I've seen you guys perform as a small group, as a duo, but I also see that you can also play in a bigger group. So who's in the Jazz Bazaar?
Yeah, we, well, just to say and shout out, hola a todos que nos están viendo desde Colombia. Colombia is where our band started. It's where Catherine and I met, and we had a wonderful group of musicians who were like the base or the first ones to join the collective. Pega, Juan Di, Cheo, and Gato. They were our band. And yeah, so it started over there in Colombia. We did a really cool blues and folk festival.
With the Colombo Americano.
Yeah, with the Colombo Americano, which is an organization that links Colombians and Americans, and they have lots of different programs bringing Americans, specifically in like the blues and folk sector, over to Colombia to perform, and it's like an educational program so that the Colombian people can learn more about blues and American folk music. But yeah, so we started over there, and then we have met lots of beautiful musicians here. For example, Carolina Calvache and Lisette Santiago are ladies who form part of our female Latin jazz band. And then there's lots of people that we play with. We kind of like to cater to the occasion and to the client and to the vibe. So we work with lots of different musicians to kind of put together little groups for different genres and special occasions.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Question for you, Kat. on
Yeah.
Instagram. What kind of guitar are you playing right now?
This is just a little Yamaha C40. I got it for my birthday.
Birthday guitar.
Andrea bought it for my
Feliz
birthday.
cumpleaños.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
See.
it was like 2 weeks ago. I got this one last year though. But yeah, I've been playing guitar for a while, but I'm not actually a guitarist. I'm a saxophone player. But I love guitar, and it comes in handy when we're here quarantined, so like we can accompany ourselves.
Yeah. Are you writing much? Are you how are you passing the days now that you're in quarantine? Are you becoming a better guitar player?
Yeah, I was actually very rusty, and then like just recently, I'm like, oh, okay, this feels a little bit better. But yeah, we've been writing some songs, and we've been, I think like everyone on YouTube, like trying to learn like those things that like you kind of don't have a lot of time to like really deeply research. Like now we're like going on YouTube, like how to do stuff on on the computer, on Logic, or or just even researching like what makes a good song, those types of things. There's a lot of like very long things on like the Berkeley website, and just like the ASCAP like seminars and stuff like that. They'll have
Right.
like an hour and 40 minutes on like how to write a song and stuff like that. So
Lots
Yeah.
of info.
yeah, those have come in really handy.
I bet. What would you like to play for us next?
We are going to do one of the songs that we wrote in quarantine.
Nice. Is this the
Yeah.
first time?
This
you're
is the
perform-
first time, yes.
All right. Let's get a banner up there. This is a premiere. Quarantine premiere. What's the name of the song?
Quarantine premiere. The name of the song is called La Casa. It's modeled after a bolero, which we sing a lot of. They're Spanish love songs. Some would even say they're almost like jazz standards of the Spanish world, for those of you who aren't familiar with boleros. They're very dramatic. They're all about like passion, and mostly about a guy that got left by a woman and about his heartbreak. And this song starts being dramatic about like heartbreak, but it ends on kind of like a happy note. I think the idea is like the person went through all of this darkness in their life with their partner, but the end of the song is kind of like, well, even if it was a hard time, or even if you're not in my life anymore, I'm still gonna have like a life full of happiness and color. So it ends on a positive note.
Great. Vámonos.
Okay, let's do it. Esa fue la casa de nuestro amor. querida, me queda el alma llena de color. Un pajarito con su semilla vuela que vuela hasta que la siembra, y me pregunto cuándo será que esta flor florecerá. Aunque digas, querida, que yo fui tu vida, no supiste mostrarme tu amor. Aunque vivas tu vida sin mí, mi querida, me queda el alma llena de color. Yay.
Yeah.
I love a good canned applause.
Oh, yay!
Yeah.
Aplausos, por favor. Aplausos, por favor. I want everyone applauding en casa. Para el casa. A casa.
A world premiere.
You heard it here first. Before it gets on Netflix.
I can't.
I can
I
turn
can't.
it off.
They're not gonna stop. See, look.
Oh, look, we got some Fabi Villarreal. And Michelle.
Yay, thank you, Michelle.
Thank you. Yay.
Oh,
Beautiful.
that's my tia.
Rose
That's
Caillon.
my family.
Oh, that's Tia Rochi.
Yeah.
Hola, Tia Rochi. Yay. Oh, Belle, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Yay, thank you.
Money guys. Thank you.
Are you feeling the love?
Oh, we are. My gosh, we're overwhelmed.
That was fun.
Awesome. All right. So beautiful. So beautiful.
Thank
We
you.
have some more applause coming in. Some questions coming in from all
Yeah.
over now, so I should just read them.
Cool.
A couple of people have noted that you're Colombians. You come from Colombia, hail from Colombia. People want to know, where's the best Colombian food in New York?
Queens. That's where all the Colombians are. If you
Yeah.
want the real stuff, go to Jackson Heights.
No, the panaderia by your tia's house. Remember
yeah.
she made us chocolate?
Yeah. There's also some
Or was
like
it your
in
tío?
Elmhurst. That was in Jackson Heights.
Oh, that was in Jackson
Yeah,
Heights? Oh,
that was
okay,
in Jackson
okay.
Heights. Jackson Heights is like the mecca of the Colombians in New
Oh,
York.
it's Madeline!
Oh, hi Madeline.
Do you
And
have
Rubina.
Do you have a name of a restaurant or a place they should check out?
Oh my gosh, we don't. Our Colombian part has been
It'll
revoked.
probably say something like Mi Patria or something.
Or
in
mi
it.
tierra or something like that. Well, honestly, if you go to Jackson Heights, you should just take
There's a lot.
yourself on like a little, like a bar hop, but like a Colombian restaurant hop. You can just, cause they're like little bakeries, so you can have like an empanada here, a pan de bono there, an arepa over there. You can hop around and try it out for yourself and decide which one you like the best.
Okay, we have another question on Instagram saying, I love your music, but I really need some personal advice from you both. What is the best way to propose to my girlfriend?
Oh my
Aw.
gosh. That's so sweet. Well,
You mean during quarantine or after quarantine?
I think during quarantine.
oh wow.
DC, okay.
Although I saw a story in China that the divorce rate went up because I think
Oh.
people are spending more time
I
at
believe
home.
it. Yeah.
Well, some people now want to get married. I guess it goes both ways.
Yeah. So what advice do you have?
I would say I'm very detailed. I'm very detail oriented. So I would say maybe really think about what your girlfriend likes.
What she likes.
Yeah, not what you like, what she likes. Whether that be, you think about maybe like the food that she really likes that you can prepare for her, like the flowers that she really likes that, you can safely retrieve from the supermarket when you go. And just make it special. If you're gonna do it in quarantine, just work with what you got. Just whatever you do, as long as it like really envelops everything that she loves and kind of it just shows that you really put your effort with her in mind, I think she'll really appreciate it.
All right. And if you get married, you know who you have to hire for the band, right? Here you go. Also, tell me, both of you, who are your top 3 musical influences? So we want 6 names between the 2 of you.
I would say Ella Fitzgerald. For saxophone, right now, Kamasi Washington. And then, maybe I was listening to a lot of Natalia Lafourcade a bit ago. Like, just had her last album like on repeat.
Yeah.
So, I think, yeah.
Me too.
For me, I would say Celia Cruz is like my all-time favorite. I adore her. Vocally, that's hard. Ella Fitzgerald, definitely. If we want to do more modern, I would say probably Amy Winehouse was a big influence on the way I kind of shaped my vocal. Even though I wouldn't say I sound like her, I drew a lot of influence from her when I was shaping kind of like my vocal styling. And then for someone current, Rosalia, she's so cool.
Oh, yeah.
So freaking awesome. Yeah, I love her.
Awesome. Okay, cool. And before we get to your new song, I had a point of clarification on the proposal. Apparently this person doesn't know the person, but he likes her picture on Instagram and wants to ask her to marry over Instagram. So that was the update.
I would.
That might not be a good idea.
Our advice would be to not proceed with that plan.
Agreed. Agreed. Thanks for the clarification. All right, cool. So what would you like to perform next?
Okay, we're gonna do another original, or you want to do cumbia? Wanna do what you gave?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to. This is also premiere. Kabir has already heard this because he got that sneak peek a couple weeks ago. But this is a tune that we've been working on called "Watch You Cave." It's one of the first songs that we've ever written together because Kat has a lot of her songs. It's actually my first like full song that I've ever written like
Juntos.
the lyrics to, and then I did it to Kat's cool chords that she put together, the cool chord progression. So this is Watch You Cave. You don't really want me to go, but do you really want me to stay? Watch you cave. Yeah, watch you cave. You don't really want me to go, but do you really want me to stay? Oh, watch you cave. Yeah, watch you cave. And then you said, what if baby it was just you and me? What if baby we just sat by the sea? Come on honey now, what would you say if I didn't go and ask you to stay? Come on baby now, what would it take to keep you by my side for heaven's sake? I just really want you to stay. I just really want to lose my mind. So listen, olas baten las arenas. En la noche tú me llenas como el viento a las palmeras. And then you said, what if baby it was just you and me? What if baby we just sat by the sea? Come on honey now, what would you say if I didn't go and ask you to stay? Come on baby now, what would it take? Keep you by my side for heaven's sake. I just really want you to stay. I just really want to mind. Sol y estrellas, olas baten las arenas. En la noche tú me llenas como el viento a las palmeras. Luna, mar, sol y estrellas, olas baten las arenas. En la noche tú me llenas como el viento en las palmeras. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
So beautiful. Thank you for sharing that
Yeah.
wonderful song. Wonderful song. I want to ask you guys about, you're writing a lot of new material. Do you have any plans to record it, to put out an EP, an album, a single? What is the plan?
Yes, we really want to. We are just trying to kind of fine tune everything, and then just get it into the right hands.
Do you have a format in mind? Do you want to do a single or an EP? What's the right format you're shooting for?
I think we're trying to do singles, trying to craft like yeah. I think we have an idea of what the songs should sound like in a certain sense. I think it's just also getting better at synthesizing those ideas with the programs that we use and finding like the right sounds and stuff like that. And also sometimes I think the structure a little bit. Sometimes we write things that maybe are not like very common, so we get like a little bit like oh, but then like just getting over that little hump of like like nothing new is gonna come out if you don't get over that thing that like maybe the thing that you made was different. So
What is the writing process like for you? Do you get up and like go for walks and try to get the mind going, or is it something where you sit there and force yourself to have an idea? What's the process like?
Yeah, I'm really ADD, so Kat will like force me to sit down. But when she does, it actually works out really well because she has a lot more experience songwriting and flows better with like chord progressions and stuff. I'm a lot more new to it. But for the song that we just sang for you guys, Watch You Cave, Kat came up with the chord progression, and she just like forced me to sit down, and she was like, make a melody for this, because I'm pretty good with melodies. I have like a decent ear, I think. So I just kind of mumbled out a melody and then put words to it, and the song kind of all came out that same day. And the same with the bolero that we sang for you guys earlier, La Casa. It was a really similar process.
Actually, no, that one she helped me with the chords. I just did the first one. Oh, what was it? Oops. Oh, my bad. And then she sang.
Yeah. I meant similar in that she like forced me to sit down and like focus my energy into that. And it kind of came out because she was like, okay, think of like Mark Anthony. There's this Mark Anthony bolero that we really like, and she was just like, think of like Mark Anthony or like these boleros, like try to be like as dramatic as you can, and that's kind of what came out there.
Gotcha. So is there when you write it and you record it, is there a theme that you're thinking of? Even I'm talking about the lyrics now. Is there a theme that when she said, hey, this is the music, this is the harmony, I want you to write it on this topic, or is that also kind of a blank canvas?
Yeah, totally blank canvas. Yeah. For me, at least I can only speak on those two songs that I've written lyrics for. They have been almost definitely like a stream of consciousness of like what might be like in my head at the time, or what I might think a song like this would sound like. But it also is more like almost like a sound exercise. It's like what words would
sounds sound good.
Yeah, what sounds sound good.
Like
exactly.
When you sang this
She's sleeping.
She's chilling.
And then she went here melodically. And then she went here, and I just followed her. So that song, like I literally just played one chord, and she just started kind of mumbling words and like an idea, and I followed her with the chords. The other song I just wrote the chords, and I was like, it was kind of like, let's work, like we're working on the song. This one, it was more like a little bit more free flowy with the idea. And then we talked about, and then once we had like a good section of it, then we talked about what we thought the song should be, or what the imagery of the song, what are we saying with the song? Right. What is the person feeling in the song? With like, we were talking about whether the person was like very distraught, or like there's some references to like flowers, like you go outside in your yard. So it's just like, okay, so the house could be like, okay, this is the house where I felt really bad in. It's like dark and all this stuff. And then when you go out to your garden, which is when it goes to the major part, that's where the person goes out to their garden and they're like, but I'm gonna be good, I'm all good. So La Casa is the person's kind of like inside, and they're being a little bit melodramatic, when you think about
Colombian.
Yeah, when you think about your exes, and you're like, oh, this was the piece of paper they wiped their nose on the last the last day they were here, you know, like something like that. So the person is like reflecting on the inside of the house of like all
Yeah.
these little things, and then it changes.
Yeah.
You go outside.
What could have made you think about writing a song about the house? I wonder. Just cooped inside all day long. Yeah, right.
That's hilarious.
Some questions on Instagram want to know
Yeah.
who are your dream collaborations? Who would you like to record with one day?
Ooh.
Nora Jones,
Oh, Nora, I love her.
Melody Gardot,
Oh yeah, she's amazing.
Anushka Shankar.
Also amazing.
It's funny that I already have this list already made up.
Yeah,
Probably,
yeah.
Kamasi Washington. What about you?
I don't know.
Brings back Southern Grooves.
Yeah, I would.
Ouija board.
Or maybe just it would be nice to play with like I don't know, like Richie Ray or Eddie Palmieri. Like I'm such a huge salsa fan, and these idols are still alive, so it would be awesome to kind of have the opportunity, even just to jam out with them. And then I'll throw Rosalia back in there.
If you're listening.
Yeah, I think she's so amazing, and yeah, I don't even know what a song like with her and us would sound like, but I'm sure it would be really, really cool. She's so creative.
Cool. So we're putting that
Hashtag
out into the
Rosalia.
universe.
Yeah.
If Rosalie you're watching, or the maestro Eddie Palmieri, check out Jazz Bazaar, and they're ready to work. They're ready to collaborate. They have their pencil sharpened, ready to write music.
We do.
Tell me, what would you like to play next?
I think this will be our last one. Yeah. Okay. So we wanted to do a very typical kind of folkloric song of Colombia. So if any Colombians are watching, you guys will definitely know this song. And for those of you who don't, I'll give you a kind of brief summary of what it's about, because it's such a beautiful song. I really love it. I remember the first time I heard it, I was in Colombia. It's called Yo Me Llamo Cumbia, which means my name is Cumbia, and the song just kind of delineates all of the beautiful things about Cumbia. So the song is basic. So when I'm singing to you, I'm personifying the music cumbia, which, if you don't know, it's a very popular genre in all of South America, and it kind of has differences depending not only in the country but in the region of the country that you're in. So for some reason, it kind of spread out through all of Latin America, but it's obviously also very popular in Colombia. It comes from the coastal region, so the song also says that towards the end. It tells you, like, I'm from Cartagena, which is on the coast, or I'm from Barranquilla, which is also on the coast, and it's also telling you, it'll kind of take you through all of the different instruments, and the song describes it as like the instruments and the orchestra kind of throw a party in collaboration for the cumbia, and it just talks about cumbia and Colombia, and it's a beautiful song.
Awesome. Where are you both from in Colombia?
So I am from Cali, which is in the south of the country. I grew up in the U.S., but my family is from there, and my mom's side is from Bogota, the capital, and I have some family watching. They're just outside of Bogota. And Kat?
I was born in Medellin. I was raised in Miami. Same thing. My dad is from Cali. My mom is from Medellin. So I was in Cali visiting my dad and experiencing Colombia.
Yeah.
And so
we met in Cali.
Yeah.
Where did you both meet?
Cali.
But where in Cali? Where
We kind of coincided within this group, this circle of musicians. Cali is a fairly small city, so the musician circuit is like, if you're in it, you know most of the musicians. And this one group of musicians were holding a blues jam. which I got invited to, you know, from one side, and Kat had already been going. She already knew these people. I was more new to the city, and we just met at that jam, and we played together that night. We did
Summertime.
We did summertime.
Nice.
Yeah.
We have a lot of Medellin in the house, a lot of Colombia in the house, because our tech team, Camilo's from Medellin,
Yeah.
so
Yay.
in La
That's
Casa. So, and then do you have any plans to go back and perform there in Colombia?
We would love to, yeah.
Once this is all over.
Well, we'd love to hear the piece.
Yes. Okay. So this is Yo Me Llamo Cumbia, and we hope you enjoy. Yo me llamo Cumbia, yo soy la reina, por donde voy. No hay una cadera que se esté quieta donde yo estoy. Mi piel es morena como los cueros de mi tambor. Y mis hombros son un par de maracas que besa al sol. Y mis hombros son un par de maracas que besa al sol. Tengo en la garganta una fina flauta que Dios me dio. Canuto de millo, olor a tabaco, aguardiente y ron. Tomo mi mochila, enciendo la vela, repito el sol. Y enredo en la luna y en las estrellas toda mi voz. Y enredo en la luna y en las estrellas toda mi voz. La 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 ira, la 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 ira, la 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 ira, la 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 la. Como soy la reina, me hace la corte un fino violín. Me enamora un saxo, me sigue un piano, oigo un clarín. Y toda la orquesta forma una fiesta en torno de mí. Y yo soy la cumbia, la hembra coqueta, bailo feliz. Y yo soy la cumbia, la hembra coqueta, bailo feliz. Yo nací en las bellas playas caribes de mi país. Soy barranquillera, cartagenera, yo soy de allí. Soy de Santa Marta, soy monteriana, pero eso sí, yo soy colombiana, oh tierra hermosa, donde nací. Y mis hombros son un par de maracas que besa al sol. Y enredo en la luna, todas las estrellas, toda mi voz. Yo soy colombiana, oh tierra hermosa, donde nací. Yay, sword.
Oh, yay.
They're clapping for you.
Where'd you go?
There you go. Very
Yay,
on
with the
brand, Kabir.
flowers. Amazing. Those are all the little people.
Applause, applause, applause. Aww.
Yay.
Thank you.
My dad's 101. Madeline. Thank you.
Thank you.
You'll have to bow, I think, to get them to stop. All right, settle down, settle down. I can't ask them a question if you keep going.
Got crowd control.
Yes. Wonderful. Wonderful. So wonderful. Thanks for sharing your artistry and virtuosity with us. I want to ask you just a simple, what's next once this quarantine is over? What is next for you? What do you hope to do next in your career?
We're definitely, working on our stuff so that we can come out running out the gate.
Yeah.
We really, really want to kind of, a lot of you who may be watching us know us because you've been lovely enough to be part of our audience at our gigs, and we perform a lot of covers, just stuff that people, might like, or accommodating to different venues and to different vibes, which we absolutely love doing. But I think the next step for us would be to give the same audience who a lot of you have asked us for more of just our own stuff. So just putting out like our own original music and gearing ourselves more towards original stuff.
Awesome. Everyone at home, check out thejazzbazaar.com. Also on Instagram and Facebook, hit them up if you want to book them. Look out for their music, which is going to be recorded and hopefully out in the world soon. And so tune in to both, Kat and Andrea. They're onto big things, and you're going to be hearing about them for a long, long time. And with that, thank you for joining us. I want to give a special shout out to Camilo and Sandra,
yes,
our wonderful tech team. And check out their website, soundworksrecording.com. They're an incredible audio team. So if you're an artist or you need music services, hit up their website. If you ask for the Oreo or Maui discount, the names are their dogs, 2 woofs, you get a discount. And really, when you work with them, the sky is the limit, not the ceiling. Don't ask Sandra about the ceiling, but the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. So check them out. And with that, I want to wish everyone a happy Easter. And also, we have a great show tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern. Melissa Aldana will be joining us. So
wow, cool.
the music continues. And we had a great opener today. And we're with you 10 p.m. Eastern every night until the cows come home.
Yay.
So when the cows go home and the people leave their homes, I think someone will keep doing this. So stay safe. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you
so much, Camila.
Adios.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for being here. Thank you, Camila and Sandra. Bye everybody.